Hey everyone, today I've decided to go through 10 current ghost towns around the world. Some of these towns have been ghosted as recent as a couple years ago, while others have decayed to ruins. Today we're starting off this list with a gorgeous town in Ordos, China. From stunning hotels, massive abstract architecture, to a state-of-the-art stadium, this town was built to be an epicenter of modern culture, or at least China's attempt to compete with Dubai. However, this town seems to be lacking in one area: people. This ghost town planned to hold 1 million people in the early to mid 2000s, but never saw more than 100,000. However, it does boast a beautiful equestrian sculpture of Genghis Khan. So what went wrong? Well, once the government saw a huge tax revenue from the companies mining coal, they decided to dump millions into real estate and infrastructure and got a little carried away. Around 2010, there was so much vacancy in real estate, causing ridiculously high property tax, deterring any potential buyers. Although population has grown in this next ghost town, it's another example of China building way too fast, leaving a huge number of unoccupied real estate. Tiandusheng is a suburb of China in a province I can't pronounce, also called Sky City. Sky City was started in 2007 and hoped to be a predominant suburb by the time they open up the rail system in 2021. Sky City also has a pretty unique feature they decided to center the whole housing system around: a 354-foot tall replica of the Eiffel Tower. Now, something tells me there are a lot less baguettes and artwork being toted around this Eiffel Tower, but I can't help feel like it's been done before. Next up, Hashima Island, just off the southern mainland Japan, is a 16-acre island that has been abandoned since the 70s. This island has a pretty dark past due to the forced labor prior to and during the Second World War. Its primary use was for coal mining, iron and steel production, and shipbuilding. Its concrete buildings are undisturbed except by weather, and surrounding seawall are still very much intact, and even offers sightseeing boat tours since 2009. Horador sur Glane, France. This village was destroyed in June of 1944 when a 2nd SS Panzer Division rolled through, killing 642 of its inhabitants. Much of the ruins are still intact, and this village is considered a historic site. However, they decided to rebuild the village nearby. But it definitely looks exactly how you would picture a war-ravaged town from World War II to look like. A capital city is on this list, and it's Ashgabat of Turkmenistan. However, it's not a ghost town because of the dry heat bouncing back at you from its over-dense white marble buildings, pretty much blinding you, or any type of mass overproduction of real estate. This city is nicknamed by the ones who live there as the City of the Dead, and by some reporters as the New North Korea. This city appears to bully their people, where political dissent is not allowed, along with independent human rights monitors. Sounds like we need some TikToks to start exposing this egomaniac leader, but I digress. I'm not here to start a political movement. We now turn our attention to the northern Ukraine, named after the nearby river Pripyat. Pripyat had only become an official city in 1979, and with a population of just over 49,000, on April 27, 1986, the city was completely evacuated one day after the Chernobyl disaster. On a side note, it is deemed safe to visit as they offer guided tours, but very small traces of radiation still prohibits people from living there. While we're on the evacuated ghost town train, let's hop off at Whitsunday, Australia. Whitsunday is a town north of Perth and was a blue asbestos mining town. In the 1960s, thousands of people began to die of asbestos poisoning and led to creating the ghost town we have today. There's still enough contamination in the area to cause serious risk and even death. The government advises against traveling around the area. However, hundreds still flock to it per year. Next up, Bodhi, California. Bodhi, California became a boom town in 1876 due to a gold rush that lasted a whopping 4 years before the 30-year decline took its course, making this a ghost town. Sadly, this authentic Wild West town has had to endure vandalism and time before it became a National Historic Landmark in 1961. Only approximately 170 of the 2,000 buildings still stand, and much of it is in decay, and still sees about 200,000 visitors every year. Rosia Cyprus. Rosia is an abandoned southern quarter in the city of Famagusta. In 1974, the Turkish invaded, causing its inhabitants to flee, and has been abandoned ever since. Which is too bad, because prior to its invasion in 1974, it was the most modern tourist city in the area. Last on this list is a Hollywood heavyweight, Krakow, Italy. Perched on a hill, this place looks like if it was the town from Lord of the Rings, Edoras, was built by Nosferatu. Google it. This town was abandoned at the end of the 20th century because of natural disasters, and has been in movies from 1953 to 2010, and maybe most notably the 2008 James Bond Quantum of Solace. Great, now I have to rewatch that one. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I hope we have all learned something here today, and remember to subscribe to send some positive vibes. Take care, and we will see you again soon.